Alrighty. Hello everyone, my name is Luke Boothman, and so today we're going to be going through S.Hipster, how to get started with it, and how the command line tool works. So as you can see, I'm here on the S.Hipster GitHub page, and I'm going to scroll down to how to use, and we can see that getting started with S.Hipster is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you're going to clone the project, then build it, and then move the copy those build files into your bin. With that, we're going to open up our terminal and we'll have access to the S.Hipster command. So I will go ahead and open up a terminal. And wherever I run the command, that's where it's going to build your project. So just change your directory to wherever it is you want your code to live. For demo purposes, I'm going to change it to downloads. Okay, so S.Hipster only has one command, and it's new. So if I run S.Hipster new help, I'm going to get my options here. And we can see that we need to provide the command with a name for our app. It'll append the word app to it, so you can just, in this case, use my clean, and then app would be added automatically. And we can change that. Bundle ID prefix, obviously, need a bundle ID prefix. And then I'll draw your attention to the get flag and the open Xcode flag. So the get flag is going to create a new Git repo and initialize it with a first commit. And then open Xcode is going to produce an Xcode project file and open it in Xcode. So let's go ahead and run this, and we'll do S.Hipster new, and we'll call it theme demo. And we'll add the bundle ID prefix as my name, and then we'll add G for Git and O for open Xcode. So whenever I press enter to run this command, a whole bunch of files and folders will be created, the repo will be created locally, and then Xcode will open. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we execute here. There you go, it happens pretty quickly. All those files and folders are created, scaffold is written, and there's Xcode opening. So with that simple command, we have stood up and initialized a default project structure. And that default project structure is the magic to get you started on your project, doing the interesting stuff, and not dealing with the wiring and piping. So we created a README, and you can customize that with, things specific to your org, to your business, to your development company, to anything. We have a git ignore, similarly can be customized. And then in the app itself, we created 3 folders: views, business logic, and app. And app has all the wiring and tooling and whatnot needed for it. The business logic and views are completely independent. So if we were to open up this shows what it's like to have a pre-wired view. App state is injected from the environment, and it is a one-stop shop for all the data in your app. So anything that needs to be used in the view is going to be stored here. And then we also have a way to hook into a repo. So in the dependencies, we get access to all the business logic. So now, instead of writing any code in our view, we just offload all that responsibility into an interactor, and then the interactor works with business logic and maybe writes data back to the app state, or maybe writes it out to a repo for long-term storage. Can do callouts, coordinates, a whole host of things that need to happen. And because views are just a function of state, then as the state is updated, the view is updated. So that's a quick overview, and you can see that, a bunch of stuff got created. So what is interesting in this demo isn't necessarily the specifics of what's created, it's that it was created. And if I wanted to go and start building my app now, I can much more quickly get to the stuff that I have in mind versus all the boilerplate code or implementation details that I would normally need. So let's go ahead and verify one last thing. We'll go into our clean demo, and we're going to do a get status. And there you go. We can see that we do have a repo. It has been initialized. There's a new file. That's the Xcode project file. And that's the file that's generated when we run the open Xcode command. It creates it. So the folders and files are generated from the tool. The repo is initialized. The initial commit is made. And then this is created and we open Xcode. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's the quick and dirty demo to S.Hipster. And so from here, what we would want to do is learn how to change the opinion of S.Hipster, as well as to understand the existing architecture. And I might do another video on the evolution of the tool, because it wasn't always so easy to change its opinion. It was actually hard-coded in the beginning, so I may talk about that. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how to use S.Hipster. Hopefully this seems promising if you've kind of built moderately complex code, and once you understand this architecture, you might be excited by what you don't have to worry about anymore, or what, when you do need to make changes to it, are fairly trivial to make, and then you can keep producing the foundational architecture for your next great app. So with that in mind, I think I'll sign off, and I'll see you in the next video.